Conversation Hat Podcast.
Welcome back to the Conversation Hat Podcast. This is a podcast, a comedy podcast, ostensibly for geeks, artists, and terrible people. I am all of those things. My name is Liam Taylor. My co-host, as ever, is Ben Pierson. He's over there. He is at a social.
Hi.
He's socially distant.
I'm miles away.
And emotionally distant.
Shut up.
And socially withholding. Ben, how are you?
Insulted at the moment.
I mean, that's fine. That's why we talk.
I'm okay. I'm enjoying a cooler day weather-wise because it's just been crazy warm, which is a good thing. We're all sort of stuck at home. If you got a garden, you can sort of go and hang out in the garden, or if you don't, you can sit by an open window and pretend.
Unless you're one of them houses that doesn't have windows. That's a thing now.
Is it?
Yeah, afraid so, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
They're not even cheap.
Are you?
No, seriously. No, really?
Really?
It's a thing. You can get a house without a window. It's just in the middle, and you're surrounded by other houses, all of whom have windows, and think you're a right commoner
Freak?
for not even having a window.
Even prisons have windows. I've seen them in cartoons.
Even cartoon prisons have windows.
The little bars.
Holding back the laughter is our guest for this week. Poet, songwriter, artist, speaker of truth. I'm just reading out your Twitter bio because I'm a professional. It is the wonderful Miss Jacqui. Miss Jacqui, thank you so much for making time to come on this highly professional podcast. How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
That's quite all right. Yeah, we're alive. I much prefer this temperature because I can sit in the cabin with the windows closed, curtains drawn, and not just feel like an introvert, which I am. Yeah, it's a nice temperature.
You can pretend you're in a house with no windows.
Miss Jacqui, how many windows does your house have?
Oh, that is a good question. I want to say more than one.
That's good. That's a good amount. That's the amount to
I feel
aim
like
for.
that's where I am with it. Yeah, more than one.
More than one.
Less than 100.
If you open the door, that's more than two.
I like how you think.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Practical.
Yeah.
But
Go on, Ben. What's wrong with what I just said? What's your problem?
well, if it was like a French door,
Right.
like it's like that would make sense. That's close to a window.
What?
But
A window
your
that you
front
open
door's
and
not
you're in France.
your front door's not a window, is it?
How is it not?
If the police say the intruder came in through the window, you'd think they came through the window. They
Sure.
don't.
What is
They
the
don't.
definition of a window?
Yeah, go on, Ben.
A big glass thing what entered door. Things that houses should have.
I forgot that you did that internship for the Oxford English Dictionary. And your one task was to not screw up the word window.
Okay, no, this is why doors aren't windows.
Right, go on.
If doors were windows,
Hot take.
those windowless houses you wouldn't be able to get into.
No, see, those windowless houses don't have doors. You've got to dig your way in. So it's got a tunnel.
So it's okay.
He's got you there.
Yeah, man.
He just
He
accept
does.
defeat.
I've been told.
And you
What a
couldn't-
fool I feel.
You couldn't possibly argue because you hadn't heard of this until just now.
No, I don't know enough to comment on the windowless houses.
Miss Jacqui, I have heard your name just through being active in music, but I didn't really know who you were until last winter when Laura, our editor, and Michelle Siu, who's been previously on the Conversation App podcast, they were filming you for the Disabled and Proud Festival. I don't want to say I got bored of watching them edit this 5-minute documentary, but it was really interesting just sort of seeing into your life. And as someone who dabbled in music promotion 15 years ago, it had never crossed my mind that the venues we were playing, someone in a wheelchair could not get onto the stages, and I felt pretty bad about that never crossing my mind, but I was also a terrible promoter, so I feel like that all exists. That makes sense, doesn't it? That a bad promoter would never even think of that. So that's where I sort of first really got an insight into your life. That documentary is up, I believe it's on your Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on my IGTV. I put it up because I loved it and loved working with those incredible women. Like, they made me feel comfortable. It was fun. It wasn't like a woe is me kind of story. And I feel like, especially coming from like a disabled community, that's kind of where people's documentaries kind of go like, oh, poor her. Oh, and it's like, no, I am just raising awareness about an issue and it doesn't have to be sad.
And as an artist, you're clearly in control. You're in control of your material, in control of the audience. And yeah, as you say, that was a really nice angle. Feels like the wrong word, doesn't it? But I don't have a better word for it.
That's the right word. Yeah,
sure.
Angle is the right. Nice angle.
The hot take was that you were in charge. Whoa. So if you go to Instagram, it's at I am Miss Jacqui. Jacqui, for my fellow dyslexics, is JACQUI. Nailed it. And that is also your handle on Twitter. It's a 5-minute documentary. I don't know if Instagram TV is going to take off as a platform, but by golly, they're trying. And it is at current your most recent post on Instagram. So yeah, that's a good watch. It's a fun documentary. You've got 5 minutes. It's lockdown. Don't
you can even watch it when you're on the toilet.
You can watch it on the toilet, Ben.
I don't take 5 minutes on the toilet personally.
Do you not?
But no,
man,
this
gotta
is
live a
something that
little.
I've never understood, and I hate that we've already gone from something important and lovely to defecation.
It's all life,
just
though, isn't it? It's fine. It's all real.
I've never understood people who take like 20 minutes sitting on the toilet.
It's because they're watching IGTV.
See, now that's fine. So yeah, you can watch it on the toilet, but I can't pretend that I would be defecating through the entire thing. I don't get people who... It's...
Okay, don't watch it on the toilet. Don't watch it on the toilet.
In the bath, I could watch it in the bath because I enjoy a very long bath.
Oh, see, that makes me a little, don't know if I want you to watch me while you're in the...
You've just said that.
No, it was weird.
It's a fine line, isn't it?
How is that... Okay, how is that weirder than being on the toilet?
Because I would hope that on the toilet you're not fully naked.
Now, Ben's are never nude, so... He's always wearing one sock, at least.
But, oh yeah, that's true. But, you know, on the toilet, the focus is... What the fuck are we talking about now?
I don't know, but I'm just not sure why you're on trial all of a sudden.
It's been a while since people have been mean to me.
Really?
All right, you can watch it on the toilet, don't watch it in the bath. That is not a time constraint, that's just a personal request.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you.
Miss Jacqui,
I'll watch it after this while sat on the sofa, just to be safe.
Are you going to be nude on the sofa?
I appreciate it.
I will not be nude on the sofa, because I know that would not be the gentlemanly thing to do.
Not in communal
housing.
I
appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Jacqui, do you have a preference for where people go to listen to your music?
I don't have a preference. I would say wherever you access your music. So whether that's Spotify, whether that's Apple Music, whether that's Amazon Music. As long as you listen, that'd be great.
Pull a question out the hat and then say what it says. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Gingerbread houses. What sweet food would you make a house out of?
Oh my goodness.
Well, would it have windows? Or is it one of these Is it a stupid house?
It's your house. You get to build it. I would build everything that I could eat, and that's like anything from macaroni and cheese to jerk salmon to sushi. Ooh. Like each room would be a different food.
Interesting.
Because like, what if I wanted something? I could just take it from the wall. So I'd sit in the room that had the mac and cheese.
See now, yes, because House of Mac and Cheese. But then you're eating your house.
Mm.
So when this question was first, I don't know, I think we might have lost Liam. Oh well, we'll talk about this. If not, he's just staying very, very still on the webcam. Yeah, you went straight into the eating of the house. My brain went to which food is most structurally sound.
But who
'Cause
wants structurally sound if you can eat it?
well, then you'd end up with that house. Potentially very, very bloated.
But I'm not saying eat the whole house. And also, how big is the house? Like, are we talking mansion size? Are we talking little UK apartment? Like, what do we?
So if it was mansion size, then it would have to have something like you'd want food that wouldn't go off very quickly.
That is true.
You don't want to be enjoying the East chicken wing. You see what I did there? Chicken wing. I'm funny. And then you go, cool, I've done that. Let's go over to the south side to have some sushi. Oh, God, it's all fuzzy and bad.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do. But then if you could build a house out of food, I'm sure then there would be science out there to support it not going bad.
Yeah, you make a good... If there would be certain scientific advances to make this possible.
Mm.
So maybe you could just eat it, like, if you want to redecorate the room. You'd be
I
like,
like that.
I'm going to take this wall out, and then you can just have, like, if you want to replaster, you can just eat, like, a layer of mac and cheese, then put more mac and cheese on top.
Yeah, like a crunchy. You know how mac and cheese has, like, the crunch on top?
Like where they put the extra breadcrumbs and cheese?
Yeah, like, then you could, mix it up and be like, oh, actually, I want it a little bit crispier. Or I want it less crispy. You can pick and choose.
Like a Durex. Dulux. Sorry, the other one's condoms. Dulux colour range. Oh no.
It's okay. We're all adults. It's fine.
Yeah, but we can laugh like children because I said a rude thing. Yeah, you'd have like little... Like if you were to go to carpet shops, when carpet shops were a thing, and they'd have the big sample things.
Yeah.
I'd like maybe the seaweed from sushi as the slate for the roof.
Yeah.
Because if we've got this funky science, we can use that.
This could work. This could work. I don't see why this isn't a thing already.
Shall we just stop the show while Liam's away?
Yep.
And just start up a new business. This is what the show now is. We're starting up a new business. We need scientists to make food not rot and be sturdy enough to make houses from.
Yep.
Have you seen these fences that are actually hedges? Like people have trimmed back hedges so they've woven together and look really funky, and then on the top they've just left it to be normal little hedge.
Oh no, I haven't, but that sounds
It looks
beautiful.
really cool. When you get a chance, Google hedge fence or something.
Hedge fence. Okay.
See if that pops up. But if using that same thing, you could grow like fruit trees into the shape of a little fairy house, and then your house would be yielding food.
That
Liam's back.
Makes sense. Hey, Liam.
Hi, Liam.
I don't want to talk about it. Have you guys just been talking about gingerbread houses?
We've dove deep into this. We've sorted out science so the food won't rot. Because if you're building a house, then, as you said, that there will be scientific advances, so it would be okay. Have you seen these tree fences, hedge fences?
Are you talking about a hedge?
Yeah, but like the lower half, they've like bonsai treed and like encouraged to grow into like a little fancy fence, and then it's a hedge on top.
Ah, that sounds
Maybe
like a lot
I
of
dreamed
work.
this. Yeah, so it does. But I was thinking if you get like a load of fruit trees and bend them all around into like a little fairy house.
That's cute.
Technically
I like
a
it.
house that you can eat.
Would you? So you couldn't eat like the leaves or the bark? I mean, you could, but you shouldn't.
You
Cinnamon.
can make things out of the bark.
Yeah. You could have an
could
aspirin
weave.
house.
Yeah, man. That's genius. In the 4 minutes where I crashed, I had a good chance to think about this. I'm going croissants because it's going to be all padded and cozy. Because I thought about furniture like sofas made out of croissants. Oh my god, so cozy. But then, like, if you're having a rough time, you could just, like, the walls could be croissants. It's a bit asylum-y, but very, very cozy. And I imagine croissants would keep the heat in.
Then what do you do during the summer?
You open up your door and say, I'm so glad the window's open.
Fuck you, Lee.
Make me. Yeah, I'm thinking croissants.
Croissants?
Okay.
I definitely, if I have a house, because I'm like a huge foodie, every room would definitely have to be a different food.
Yeah. Oh
So
my
what-
god, like
what
a
would,
themed
like-
hotel.
What would like the main room be?
Mac and cheese, because you can't go wrong with mac and cheese.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'd have like a sushi room, and then I'd have like a jerk salmon, Caribbean food-ish room. And then my room would be just bread.
Just bread. I love
Just
it.
bread.
I love how specific each room was. Bedroom, bread.
Bread. All
Yeah, bread.
kinds, all sorts, just bread.
All breads are welcome. I love it. I love the idea of a mac and cheese room because, like, you could get like an almost brick-like crumb when you get like the little breadcrumbs on top of you, toast it slightly. That's like a nice brick-like surface. But the second you press through that, like, your tables and chairs are just going to start slowly sinking. But then you've got to eat them. You got to eat the mac and cheese to retrieve your furniture. So this is just
Exactly.
a win-win. You're smart, dude. That's fun. What would be the least practical? Oh, I'm saying this and I'm thinking it's soup, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's full on soup.
I would go further. I would say that it's cuppa soup.
Okay,
Because
when it rains, you've just got soup.
Yeah, you will have sort of a shitty house for a while, and then the wind will blow or the rain will come, and then you're just cold, sad, and not in very nice soup.
There's a song in that. The wind will blow, the rain will come, and then you're sat in soup.
Write it. Copyright
Well,
it.
You did this. I don't know if this is meant to be a secret or if it is, then we'll cut this bit out. But I
Okay.
did get a message from Liam asking if I wanted to be the singer in a comedy band.
Yeah.
So
It's not a secret, I just haven't done much work towards it.
well, let's just say hello to our first number one. The wind will blow, the rain will come, and then you're in bad soup.
You should call it cuppa soup.
We could do all soup-related material. That's going to be one very specific EP, and then we're just going to disappear into obscurity.
All this is
Good
this
EP.
is just making me want soup now.
Yeah, you've got a weird thing about soup.
I would say
Soup is
another bad structurally sound food is jelly. It seems sturdy, but it's not.
I mean, you could put, like... I guess you could put, like, how people put whole fruits in jelly. You could just put straight-up cement in there.
But
Then it wouldn't be jelly.
Jelly falls apart under its own weight.
Yeah, true.
You try to get that one spoonful of jelly out when you're serving up jelly. That ain't coming out in one go. That's splitting and splitting and splitting. You put heavy shit in jelly, it's going through.
But it's pretty
just-
sound,
and-
except it only gets problematic when you, like, split the surface of it. So as long as it remains, like, whole jelly blocks, I reckon it'll be fine.
But then you would always feel a little unstable.
Sure.
If your house is always
Always wibbly
wobbling.
wobbly.
Yeah.
You just feel always seasick.
Yeah.
That's a no to jelly. No to jelly.
I think that's a
from
firm
me.
no. No to jelly, no to soup, no to cup of soup.
Yes
Ben, remind
to
me, what was your actual answer, Ben?
Do you know what? I think I'm going to go in the fruit house.
Yeah?
Because then that actually feels like I'm half sensible, half because I want to be like some sort of weird tree person.
Tree person. All I'm saying is that if Heston Blumenthal's next show is building with food, I'm going to be really angry. I'm going to make some phone calls.
Heston, we need in on this. If you're stealing shit from us, we'll come for you.
He does listen. I'm sure he listens.
He does. Just pay us the money. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
give us all your money, Heston.
Whichever amount of millions you think is appropriate will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Upwards of one each. Yeah.
Minimum one
Minimum.
each.
I think that's just fair.
I think
That's
that's
just-
all right.
It's just maths. It's numbers. Money doesn't exist. We're probably not real. Just give us your money, Heston. It's all good.
Conversation hat.
What would be the most terrifying animal if it could fly?
I mean, spiders.
It's 100% spiders, isn't it?
A shark?
Oh, yeah. Sharks are bigger than spiders.
Because I feel like I could swat a spider if I needed to.
Yeah, sure. But
A shark that could
but
fly.
But have you ever had a wasp sneak up behind you and suddenly it's there?
Yeah.
And everyone freaks the fuck out. Even if it's a hoverfly, you think it's a wasp, and you lose your mind.
But it's
imagine if that is now a huntsman spider, the size of your hand. A shark you could see coming.
But
That
it's
is
not.
true.
But a huntsman isn't going to eat you. Like a wasp isn't going to eat you. It's
No, but
annoying. And
But
it's
it's
sudden.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's scary because it's sudden and it comes out of nowhere. But a shark you can see on the horizon. You've got a full half hour before it actually becomes a threat. You've got a full half hour to like entirely crap yourself, like, and be scared about it, and then
I
run
would
around
think-
and then realize, oh no, it's still coming. It's just really is very big indeed. No, I think it is shark.
I think it's any sea creature.
Oh man,
You don't know what's under there.
them big old squid.
I mean, I
Yeesh.
do get freaked out by the sea
Yeah, just the vastness of it.
because it's
I
too
love
big.
the sea. I do. I'm a water child. I'm a child of the sea. However, I don't know what's under there. I feel like we're so distracted by space and aliens in space, but actually, I think the aliens come from the sea.
This is
Interesting.
like episode 3. Our guest had a very similar conclusion, and we were like, "Mate, that's not what the post-it says. The post-it says when will the aliens invade? If they're from the ocean, they're like more Earthling than we are. Come on." He didn't seem to get the joke, but whatever. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's some crazy stuff down there, and I think the fact that we know how scary sharks are, we know how big squid can get, and that's just the stuff we know about.
What's the thing that has like all the teeth and it has the little dangly like
Kraken.
Oh, the teethy dangleman.
Oh,
that
the
thing.
anglerfish
Anglerfish
from
Yeah.
from Finding Nemo.
from Finding
Imagine
Nemo.
that flying towards you.
Jesus. Yeah.
See, I agree. I once made the mistake of at a very clear seaside. I went under the water and I turned to the horizon. Don't do that because you won't like the sea anymore because you realise just that you can't see anything but ocean and you can't see the edges and yeah. I got out and went and laid on my towel and drank a lot of rum. So
That
I'm
would have
now
happened if you
agreeing-
weren't scared.
Oh, true. Now I'm now agreeing with sea creatures. However, my second thing after spiders was going to be elephants because imagine one of them landing on your house. That's going to go straight through the mac and cheese.
Oh no.
So I'm now going to take elephants out of the equation. Blue whale.
That's just gonna bounce off my croissant house. That's gonna be fine.
But it's
Spring.
massive. It's the largest creature that's ever existed.
One of my favourite
I don't-
things.
I don't know if it would have wings or if it would like just wail through the sky.
Well, one of my favourite, something I find really funny, and this is going to be exclusive to me, I realise, because I've shared this thought with Laura. She thinks I'm insane. But like when in sci-fi films you get like big old spaceships that are not aerodynamic, like in, I can't remember which, it was one of the more recent Star Wars, you have a ship that's just like a straight vertically aligned L-shaped ship, and it's just going forwards through the space. And it's like that. There's no reason that a ship in space needs to be aerodynamic because there ain't no air. So it makes perfect sense. You just have a block just moving, like the Borg cube or whatever.
Yeah, you
But,
could
like,
just have a cube.
the only reason it would need to be aerodynamic is to get off of the planet in the first place. But if it's bigger than a planet, what's the point? I'm going down a real rabbit hole here, but it's fine. Bear with me. So I think like if you want true fear, you need to have a flying creature that has no visible method of propulsion. So like a whale, it's got them tiny little flappers, hasn't it? But those, I mean...
Tiny little flappers?
Don't... Shut up.
Are you
tiny little
talking
flappers.
about their enormous fins?
Yeah, but I mean, the whole thing's enormous, isn't it? Ben's doing a whale dance, just for the listeners. It's adorable. So, like, yeah, but even those, no matter what size they are, or an anglerfish, those are like little flappy chaps. They look close enough to... It's basically birds, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. But if you have a spider who's just like floating through the sky, or a squid just like casually floating, that's going to be terrifying, because like, how'd it get up there? How is it staying up there, and how is it coming towards me?
Well,
Psychic
would it
powers.
not be... I'm thinking because of the sea creatures, they would... I mean, air and water, to move through them is essentially the same deal.
Sure.
If you look at penguins swimming
Yeah.
and birds flying,
I like where this is going.
they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, flapping.
Right. Yeah.
Little
So
flappy chaps.
squid and whales and the creepy little flappy angler chaps would just be swimming through the sky.
Yeah.
Squids swim weirdly. They don't swim like you would think. They don't they don't open their tentacles and push away. They have their tentacles pointing forwards and they swim forwards. Tentacles first.
You ever go on scream swimming? It's like that. You put your head under the water, you scream, and then you propel yourself backwards. It's not great.
That's not a thing.
It's a good way to drown. I'm sticking with my answer. Something that has no discernible method of propulsion.
That's not a thing.
That's why it's scary.
What creature would you... That was the question,
Elephant.
right?
Floating
What creature
elephant.
would you...
Because if you just got a massive elephant just floating, and like it's not even trying to fly, but somehow it is, that's going to hurt your brain as well as being scary.
So you're thinking like Bethesda-style game glitch.
yeah.
Where something is just going through the sky when it's perfectly stationary.
Yeah, something's turned on no clip and
Like
it's just going forward
like a
through the sky.
child's helium balloon.
Yeah, but like with teeth and
That's
shit.
not scary. That's flashbacks to an acid trip. You've somehow taken something that's meant to be scary and made it really boring by it not doing anything.
Okay, I guess we're just scared of different things then.
Mine is still sea creatures.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I'm going straight up agreeing with that. I'm gonna go the blue whale because those motherfuckers are huge.
The conversation hatched.
Okay, well this next one is favourite shark and why.
Oh.
Don't say flying. No one say flying.
Favorite shark and why? The sharks from Finding Nemo.
I do, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
Did you know that the big shark in Finding Nemo is called Bruce? After Jaws. Because whilst they were filming Jaws, the animatronic shark that they used was called Bruce.
Yeah, I did know that.
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
So, and then there's Anchor and Chum, because fish names. And if you watch, I love Finding Nemo. I'm not fucking sorry, it's a great film. They originally had Americans doing the voices of the sharks in an Australian accent. And then they got actual Australians to do it. And yeah.
Good decision.
I'm going to go hammerhead, because they're crazy looking.
Do they actually, like, attack, like, using their head in a hammer-like fashion?
Only the nailfish.
Oh.
If you're not a nailfish, it's just going to eat you. And that is 100% why I said hammerhead shark to make that joke. I can leave now. My computer can crash again.
They live in different parts of the ocean, which is why they don't meet very often. And that's how they don't have any buildings under the sea.
That's why.
That's Lost City of Atlantis. It sank. It all fell to bits because it didn't have nails in. It was basically made of. It was like it was a house made of cuppa soup.
More like logistical nightmare of Atlantis. Am I right?
Right. If you're making a floating city, be careful where you put the windows.
You're going to let the soup in. Are you proud of yourself, Ben? Because I really am proud of myself.
Oh my god. I'm actually tearing up. What is happening? How did I get here? What? Oh.
That's the conversation hat promise. How did I get here? What's going on? Why am I crying? What are these feelings?
Oh my gosh.
What was the question?
Favourite shark?
I don't know, something about fish.
And also hammerhead is the only shark I know about. It's hammerhead or regular shark, so I'm going hammerhead.
What is regular shark?
It's just like a regular shark, isn't it? Like any other shark. I don't know enough about sharks.
There's the great white.
Oh yeah.
There's the shitty white. The kind of okay white.
You got the
I'm
beige.
glad you said that and not me.
The bull shark.
The bull shark.
Yes,
It's about
and
the bull shark.
this is going to be one of those things where I actually know something.
Wow.
So the bull shark, I believe, is one of the first and one of the few sharks that has actually ventured from the sea up freshwater rivers.
Ooh.
And
That's
has
scary.
been pushing further and further as the years go on.
Wow.
This was first observed, and this is the bit this is why I remember this. Sharks would go into these sharks would go into marinas and hang out there because that's where people would fish.
Huh.
The sharks would hang out, wait for someone to catch a fish. As they were reeling it in, the shark would go, bite half of it, and sod off. So he'd eat half the fish. So whoever was fishing still got half a fish. The shark got half a fish and didn't have to put any effort in. So people would still keep fishing there. Sharks would just be hanging out going, this is cool. These fools are catching fish for us. And yeah, then they started wandering upriver.
This is why you can never trust a shark.
And they're pissing massive as well.
Or a marina.
They're big old boys.
I might have to sell my yacht. I don't have a yacht. If I did. I
It'd be
wouldn't
made
use
of
it. Is that your favourite shark? Because that's scary.
Yeah, but it shows that they're intelligent. It shows that they don't give a shit about people. They don't want to eat the people.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
not,
think
like,
sharks
smashing
want to
through the
eat
boats.
people anyway.
They don't. It's sort of an accident that they've not got hands.
Agreed.
So when someone falls in the water, they can't go, what the hell is this? All they got is a face. So they give it a nibble and go, ew. There are some sharks that are just evil buggers.
Just
Right.
like people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've covered sharks. Truly, I have no more shark facts.
Sharks' skin,
But, yeah.
if you look under a microscope, it looks like it's made of shark's teeth.
Oh.
It's like sandpaper. If you were to hug a shark, you'd end up cutting yourself.
That's got to be another song title.
Hug a
Don't
shark
hug
and cut
sharks.
yourself.
I was going to write down the potential episode title of Hug Sharks, Cut Yourself, but that's not okay.
Don't hug sharks. You shouldn't cut yourself.
Both good advice. We're just full of good advice on this podcast.
Right?
Conversation.
I like a coherent theme by accident. So this question comes from Taylor Gorski. Thank you, Taylor.
Taylor.
If you could
Hey,
taste
Taylor.
if you could taste your childhood, what would it taste like?
Hand soap.
Cool.
Public toilet hand soap.
Ben, what? When? Why?
But you asked the question. I thought about it.
Yeah. I just want a little more context. Is all.
Oh, but if you have to wash your hands in a public toilet, you
should.
need to use the soap. But that soap is cheap. It's just, but you need to wash them. It's not a good time. It just happened. It had to be done
But why is that your
Let's-
childhood?
because it just happened. It was unpleasant. It had to be done.
I mean, we're like 30 seconds in now. You're gonna have to tell us the whole story.
And here we are. I don't know. Just child. I don't know.
You do
I'm
know,
thinking of.
and you're ashamed about it. And
Yeah,
we're gonna hear
I
you
know,
tell
just-
it.
Yep.
I'm just thinking about the disappointment of growing up. I remember when I was in tiny little school, and I remember looking through the glass at the older students who only got 2 breaks and thinking, I'm never going to grow up. I'm never going to be one of those people who only have 2 breaks. And lo and behold,
And now you've been
now I have a
furloughed.
job. There's politics and horrible things. And I remember just the sadness of losing that 1 break. I think that's the turning point where my life where the world started to go downhill.
What, at age 11?
Oh, I was like 5.
Oh, okay. So preteen. Right. That's... And
Yes,
how old
5
are you
is
now?
preteen.
Thank you. And so that's like a whole 25 years of... I'm just sad for you now. I can't even finish the thought.
Yeah, I
just
feel
feel
like you need
bad.
a hug.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm sending you a virtual hug.
Even that's not possible right now.
So why does your childhood taste of soap?
I stuck my tongue out at the window cleaner once, and my nan shoved a bar of soap in my mouth. It was that sort of thing. If you said a bad word or you stuck your tongue out, you get the soap.
I thought you were going to say you stuck your tongue out of the window cleaner, didn't realise the window was open, and got a mouthful of squeegee. That's where I thought.
What
we
a
were
fool!
going.
I was standing by the door.
That's a door cleaner, then, isn't it, Ben?
I thought we'd established that all doors are windows, Liam.
I know I was mocking you.
Don't take a victory sip of your Pepsi as if you've won something.
Pepsi Max. I don't screw around. Got to get more
Not a
Pepsi.
sponsor, but
Not a sponsor.
Can-
Pepsi Max, if you want a sponsor. I don't know if you're evil, so we'll take it.
I was genuinely about to say I don't know if they're.
Oh no, says here they're evil.
Oh,
They
says
are
it on
widely
the can.
They're widely recycled, but they're also evil. I'm going to reveal some childhood truths here that, like, Laura has ruthlessly mocked me about recently. When I was a kid, my parents were weird about food and treats and stuff. Like, we didn't have crisps in the house. We did when I was, like, really small, like preteen, but then for some reason they decided to go on some weird health kick that lasted most of their lives, and as a result I have like a weird relationship with food now. Not going to get into the whole thing, but like I would collect crumbs and like store them in like a water bottle, so like anytime we had like any cereal that was nice or biscuits or crisps or anything, I would take it, crumb it up, stick it in the bottle, and that was like if I needed a treat throughout the day. Ben's face is exactly the right reaction to this story. I know it's weird, but I did hear someone else, and I can't remember who because I need to find them and make friends with them. Someone else was describing doing this exact same thing and just having like a stash of crumbs. And I'm saying this out loud, and I can feel your judgment.
So no, I'm.
But it's real.
I'm not
It
judging.
happened.
I'm not quite judging yet.
Okay.
So did you? Okay, let's break this down a little bit. You
Please.
had a jar for your crumbs.
Water bottle, sure.
Oh, okay. So you had Did you mix different kinds of crumbs?
Yeah.
So you could have in there Cocoa Pops, Pringles.
We never
all at
got
once.
we never anything that like nice. It was just like Sainsbury's value cornflakes or digestive biscuits. Nothing fun.
So you'd have
but
like sweet and savoury stuff in there at the same time.
yes.
That confuses me because it's not like you could even be like, I want the taste of one thing.
I mean, it wasn't like there weren't like I don't know how to phrase it. There weren't like specific flavors, so it was like plain biscuits or like really plain cereals. So like there wasn't like I don't know, sour cream and onion Pringles mixing with Cocoa Pops. Like that makes me feel a bit ill. We didn't have extreme
that would be
flavors in
weird.
our household. It would be weird. No, it was all like super plain stuff. So that is what my childhood tastes like.
Plain
I think I'm gonna try that
mixed crumbs.
It's a laugh. Like
just to see.
as a grown-up, I feel like I would really ruin it because I can buy my own food now. That's one of the perks of earning income. So I feel like I would ruin it by trying to put too many exotic flavors in it, where it was just like a mix of different plain foods.
I think this is more an American thing, but trail mix. People
Yes.
make trail mix.
Yeah.
Trail mix is a very controversial thing in terms of which mum makes the trail mix for the kids. Because some people are like, oh, it has to be all organic and plain, and then some are like, oh, trail mix has to have a mix of sweet and salty. So it's a very
Interesting.
Yeah, but that could be tailored. You could have your own water bottle of crumbs trail mix thing.
And I will.
So you could tailor it to each individual person. Did you ever add like hot water to it and turn it into a cup of soup?
No, you idiot. I'm not going to build a house with it, am I?
I've just realised you've been eating plain dry cup of soup as a child.
Yeah, except... Man, if you could make a soup out of biscuit crumbs, I would do that. And other things I never thought I would say.
Oh, so my childhood tastes like painkillers and lemonade. And that's just, that's very weird now that I said that. But like my grandma is from Louisiana, so fresh lemonade is a thing. A thing. And I remember every time I would want like my dad to make that. And the reason it tastes like painkillers, like I have a disability and I've had to deal with my disability from the day that I was born. But I have like 2 conditions. So my default setting is normally just tired. So yeah, I think, painkillers and lemonade, like kind of that whole sweet
shebang.
And it's a mix of, and painkillers are when you get the good stuff. That's the great stuff.
And you get the flavoured painkillers, that's when you know you've made it.
Cowpole was such a dangerous...
Yeah.
Oh, cowpole was the best. When it all had sugar in, and it was just you looked forward to being ill almost because then you got cowpole.
You'll be like, oh, I've got a bellyache. Can I have some cowpole?
Give me the sugar. Liam's just sat in the corner, racking up line upon line of crumbs.
Yeah, man. Trying to see if there's a way for me to distill cowpole, turn it into a solid so I can add it to my crumbs. Ben, do you have a normal answer?
Well, were any of those answers normal?
I think given our respective situations, they're fair enough.
Yeah, so that was my normal answer. The soap.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that whole thing. I just repressed it as soon as you said it. But okay,
Thanks very
soap,
much.
fine.
No, I think that's sort of... I'm glad that it's over. It's all right.
Life? Life in general.
You fucking asked the question. I know that I would have had to have justified myself, but the first thing that went into my brain... sad liquid soap.
Can I ask a question? How often did you taste soap?
Yes, please.
If you... More than I should have done, but everyone knows what soap tastes like, right?
Yeah.
To an extent.
So it's not like it's not something that you'd really forget. So
sure. But like
often enough to remember it.
Implicitly, this was a punishment. Like I can remember soap from being like 11 and going, "Ooh, what's this? Nasty. Let's not do that again." But like it sounds like this was kind of a punishment of sorts. So like, how many times did you do something stupid and get soap in the mouth? Or by stupid, I mean
really, it should have only been once because that's the whole point of punishments, really. Yeah. But yeah, many times.
Cool.
And to be honest, I've probably eaten or licked soap of my own volition at points.
That's something we need to talk about, because why?
Like, not anymore, because see what it tastes like.
But you knew because of the times you'd misbehaved, okay?
Just admit that you like the taste of soap and you do that in your own personal time. No one is judging you.
Because I
this is
I
a safe
don't think
space.
It's true. No. My fucked up childhood is not one to be dissected.
Look, I'm just going to say...
I thought that we were just going to answer about soap. I didn't quite realise how weird it was as soon as I said it.
I will respect you more if you admit that you like it. That's just how I feel.
But I don't. I'm not... Okay, so somewhere between cheap liquid soap and spaghetti with ketchup on it.
Don't mix those.
Okay, I won't.
But you said somewhere between.
No, but like, It's one of those two.
Miss Jacqui, are you horrified by the ketchup?
You look horrified.
I'm offended.
What? I was a small child. Did you ever have like weird foods as a?
I probably did. Spaghetti and ketchup was not one of them.
Oh no! I take all of the weird shit that I've said back. It's mashed potato with ketchup and peas in.
Oh, that sounds pretty horrid. That's
Why?
much worse than soap.
It was
Why would
great.
you do that to the mashed potato?
Because it was
You
great.
should have stuck with soap, buddy.
Yeah.
No, mashed potato with.
I could accept the
Ketchup and
soap
peas.
more than I can that.
Yeah.
Well,
Mashed
hey, you made me try.
potato
You
and
made me try to think of
ketchup.
happy memories, and that's my happy taste memory.
with peas.
Peas I can get
Yeah.
behind, maybe. Like, maybe. But the ketchup just feels...
It feels rude.
It does feel rude.
It feels very
I think
rude.
it was. I think the mashed potato was just a platform to have more ketchup in my life.
Oh, you're one of
You should
them.
have just had a bowl of ketchup.
Yeah, but my parents wouldn't have been okay with that.
Tell them
if I
it's
just
soup.
Dip
but
your mashed
they
potato
would
in your
have cooked,
soup.
They would have cooked this for me.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a massive bank of taste memory from my childhood.
That's why it's an
Okay,
intriguing
when
question.
Corona is over, I'm going to take you on a food tour. Okay?
All the best
Awesome.
mashed potato shacks.
We've got that recorded. That's happening.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Me and Laura were talking yesterday, and like we've been listening to Off Menu podcast with James Acaster, Ed Gamble. They mentioned so many like amazing sounding food places in London. There's one that we went to. I can't remember if we heard of it on their podcast, but the Yorkshire pudding burrito place in Camden Market. Good God, so dope.
It is so good.
It's literally the best.
So good.
Oh my God.
Yorkshire puddings are are among my top 3 foods.
Oh, massively.
Yeah, it's up there with like potatoes and eggs because they're so versatile. Like you can pack them full of whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah. Or you just treat it like a burrito. Good Lord.
I've genuinely cooked a full thing of 24 Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings and just sat and eaten them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Just sat there and gone through the whole thing in one go.
Right, Miss Jacqui, I think we need to be respectful of your time. You've got other stuff you need to do and prepare for. You're a pro like us. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is we have this way of wrapping up where we choose a show name from the... I've only got 4 written down and 3 of them are shark related. So we're just going to choose one of them to be the title. We're going to reiterate where people can find you online. We're going to hit stop and then we're going to record the Patreon exclusive episode, which you get if you're kind enough to donate to the show. What did I just say?
Stop calling them episodes.
Mini-sode. Whatever.
A mini-sode is better.
Sub-episode. There you go. So, the potential episode titles we have here are Accept the Soap, which I like, Swimming Through the Sky, Animatronic Bruce, or Take the Whole Shark. What are we feeling? Miss Jacqui, which one of those broke you? Which one?
They all broke me.
Okay, good. Okay, that's a good sign. We'll have a winner, whatever we choose.
I like Animatronic Bruce because it's difficult to say and
Yep.
it raises so many questions.
1,000,001 questions.
I-
1,000,001. I thought of Bruce Forsyth for a second.
Yeah.
I thought of the guy that used to work in my school who was like a janitor, but the caretaker called Bruce.
I had a caretaker called Bruce. Is it the same dude?
Maybe he just gets around.
He's like the Hat. He's omnipresent. He'll go wherever he damn well pleases, simultaneously. I think Animatronic Bruce is probably the way forward.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Amazing. Miss Jacqui, your music is available wherever you get music, because it's the future we're living in. Miss Jacqui, Miss is in M-I-S-S, Jacqui is in J-A-C-Q-U-I. You are at I am Miss Jacqui, all one word, on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, if you want an absolute jam, my favourite song of yours is Freedom. that gets stuck in my head. And not just because Laura and Michelle used it in their short film. It's also a good song. There's that. You're very welcome.
5-minute documentary. Don't watch it in the bath.
Don't watch it in the bath. You can watch it in a train. You can watch it on, I don't know. I was going to do a whole Dr. Zeus thing and I lost faith in it halfway through.
You can watch it on the toilet if you're a long pooper.
A long pooper.
Not in a bath.
A podcast.
Regardless of length, not in the bath.
A podcast for geeks, artists, terrible people, and long poopers. Everyone's welcome here.
Long poopers sounds like the least threatening cowboy.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
Who's that riding into town? Oh, that's long poopers.
Miss Jacqui, is there anywhere else you would like to point people online?
Instagram is the best place, but I am Miss Jacqui on all social media platforms. So whatever reaches out, DM me, follow me, listen to my music.
All the buttons.
Yeah, all of the buttons.
Amazing. Listeners, thank you so much for your time. This was a really fun episode. If you enjoyed the episode, which I know you did because you're still listening, literally any of the buttons, including subscribe, like whatever platform you're listening on, those actually help us if you click them. And yeah.
And if you really like the episodes, you can go to Patreon and for like $1 a month, you can get extra episodes. Like there's this episode and then you get more episode at the end of it.
There's more.
Yep.
Amazing.
You get that for like all of them.
Link
What's wrong
to
with you?
all
Why
the
are you doing
buttons.
this?
Click all the buttons. Like, comment, share, subscribe,
All of
follow.
it.
These guys are hilarious. Do
Yeah,
it.
man. Yay.
Bang.
Right. We are signing
Didn't
off.
even pay her to say that.
Over to Patreon. Cool.
See you later, guys. Kisses.
Bye.
Podcast.
Conversation hat.
Conversation hat.
Podcast. Conversation hat.
Podcast.
Podcast.